GM, and welcome to the Non-Fungible Creator Show. This is part of the Rock Radio Decentralized Media Network, and this is your host, Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible Today, and Non-Fungible Tomorrow. And in this episode, we dive into the realms of NFT analytics, and I am really excited to have Tony, co-founder of NFTGo, on the show to share his web journey with us and also about NFTGo in general. So GM Tony, it's a pleasure having you here today. So before we begin, can you share more about yourself and also your background before Web3?
Oh, wow, GM, and good evening as well, team. Yeah, I really like your background, and thanks for the invitation. So, yeah, and good to see you guys here. Maybe I can share something first, and we can start our topics, and afterwards. Yeah, so I'm Tony, the co-founder of NFTGo, and I always name myself as NFT critic. So, I always say something, giving my opinions about how the NFT market goes on and how the crypto, I think it shouldn't be there, it shouldn't be here. And I read a lot of articles and do some comments as well. So, I look really young, and indeed I'm really young. Yeah, I'm now 25 years old. And but I back to 2015 while I'm still going undergraduate in Zhejiang University in mainland China, I came into the blockchain industry. So that time, well, I remember my starting point will be the March 7th, 2016, while I first bought my first Bitcoin. And it's literally only $400. I really remember and appreciate that day. And afterwards, I came to Stanford for an exchanging program and know a lot of genius there, and also joined Stanford Blockchain Club. And then I have my belief and full trust in the crypto and blockchain area. And then I do a lot of crypto stuff. And after COVID, I do a lot of academic work in NFT area, and I say, wow, NFT should be a booming market. So the end of the 2020, or you can say the January 2021, I started NFTGo. So now NFTGo has become we can say the top, best or top two data analytics tools or data aggregator in NFT area. We want to be the Bloomberg of NFT. So yeah, that's everything. And thank you, team. That's why we are here.
Yeah, interesting. So how did you come across your first Bitcoin?
Oh, wow. That's a long story. So firstly, when I first have my startups, indeed, it's small entrepreneur project while I'm in undergraduate. I came across blockchain, this technology, and then I do some research. I always do research first, like how I came into the NFT area. So what is non-fungible token? Should I make some smart contract on that? And then I build up an NFTGo. So crypto same. I do little research on tech and financial area, and then suddenly one day when I got my scholarship that morning, and then I think, oh, now is the day, it's the time I should buy my first Bitcoin, and then I buy it.
That is very smart. You use your scholarship to buy crypto.
Yes, yeah.
Using the
that
schools
is
money. But anyways,
yeah.
I know that it's very interesting because you started your journey as a researcher and then kind of like an educator. You were actually a guest lecturer at Zhejiang University in China in 2018, and you teach about the topic of blockchain. So can you tell us more about blockchain in China? And just to embarrass you further, this is like you back in 2018, right?
Yeah.
So can you share more about back then, right? How was the ecosystem in China with regards to blockchain, and how different it is nowadays?
Wow, when I saw the picture, a little bit embarrassed, but even now, I feel I'm now looks like younger. Wouldn't it, right? And it means these days, I'm happy and didn't suffer from the crypto. That's good. Whatever. Yeah. So back to that time, 2018, 2019. That time I should say, before that, the China, the crypto things is like a garbage, I should say, or like a lot of people think it's like a Ponzi, and literally no one believes on that. So it's really hard for me to talk about anything on crypto. So that's why it's all about blockchain technology in the very beginning. But these days, when I talk about Bitcoin, NFT, and also metaverse, everything, oh wow, that's where the money comes from. And oh, Tony, yeah, please tell me more things, how to mining, how to buy Bitcoin. That's even why I do the lecture in Zhejiang University to those students. I mean, the students is not undergraduate, but also they are coming from different cities. They are even some of them coming from government, and I even give some lessons, lecture to some police office man and whatever. They came to the Zhejiang University to learn something fintech, maybe learn some other like medical things or whatever, and also maybe one thing about the blockchain. That's how I teach them. So yeah, so that's the thing. And I feel better and better now. Like these days, one I like literally more and more people know the background of the blockchain, and they are thinking about, okay, if we can do something in China, like with the registration and also the legislation in China, and yeah, so that's not like 5 years ago, like everyone do the things underneath. I'm happy.
Yeah, totally. I totally echo your sentiment. Like back then, maybe people felt like blockchain technology is a scam and stuff like that, which is what you were saying. But actually, I'm not sure if a lot of people know China is actually quite advanced in blockchain technology in terms of the infrastructure, because China has its own public blockchain. And then in terms of NFTs, yes, they discourage decentralized NFTs, but they have their own digital collectible, right? So it's a totally different new world. Like it's a different ecosystem, I would say, right? But it still uses the same technology, which is very exciting about blockchain, because blockchain is not just trading crypto and so on, but it's about the infrastructure. There's so much possibility there. So I think that was what you saw when you first bought your Bitcoin, or else you would have spent your scholarship in buying your Bitcoin.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask you something pretty recent, which is kind of similar to the the policies in China. With Hong Kong opening up to Web3, the Hong Kong government said that they're gonna be opening up to digital assets and stuff like that. What do you think about this? Right, you saw it in the space very early. You understand the ecosystem in both in China and also in the West. What do you think?
I'm quite bullish on the Eastern now. Everyone like has a like critical crash on like crypto like since early 2022, and also these days not only the crash on crypto but also the traditional financial things like SVB, everyone knows that. And like last year when we're facing the FTX bankruptcy, like 30 billion this valuation the company like dumped in 3 days, and we say, oh, you guys, what are you doing? Like you guys illegal dump. That's how these traditional guys think about it. But these days, while Silicon Valley Bank, like the 200 billion is like unicorns and dumped in 2 days, and everyone knows that, oh, the traditional finance is so like critical as well. So we cannot blame the crypto. So that's the thing. I think in the West, like people are readjust their attitude on how to regulate the crypto now. And more, especially some of my friends in the US and also in the Western area, they ask me, Tony, we we heard about something happening in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is really bullish on that. Could we come to Hong Kong and get some license and do some trading stuffs or like building about startups? I said, yeah, it could be. Like they are really open now. So yeah, but to be honest, like last year I came across like Hong Kong. I stopped by there for 3 days, but this year I didn't have a chance to go there, but I will do, and also meet Team You, hopefully. Yeah, I do think like in Hong Kong, there will be a different methodology and mode, and yeah, everyone should take care of that.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's crypto, that's digital asset, and one of the reasons why we're here is that is to talk about NFT analytics. So how did you first come across NFT, and did you buy it with scholarship money?
Oh wow, wow! I built up the NFTGo. That's like definitely after I graduated from the school. So not using my scholarship, but using how I earn from the crypto, which is firstly earned from my scholarship. So yeah, yeah, I also buy the board ape, but not very beginning. Like I think I bought around like 50 Ethereum. Not like my co-founder Louis. Like he's a pretty tech guy. He's a genius in the programming area. And while I'm mostly on the operational financial things, and he bought around like 5 years, like 3 years, 5 years, that level, and he make a lot of money from NFT. He's even more OG than me. So like back to 2020, 2020, late 2020. That time, even OpenSea, I should say, they just survived from like that like COVID, like the financial crisis. So I still remember that time. While Luis and I, my co-founder Luis and I, discussed about NFT, only a small group of people in crypto know that. And that time, we should say OpenSea is even only the third, I mean, like third best exchanges, NFT marketplaces at that time. But in the 2 months, like the best and the second one, they got bankruptcy for they cannot survive until the like financial crisis. So that's why OpenSea is selling out. And only after several months, like OpenSea got like 100x volume, and then in 2022 another 100x, and then how it goes until now. So we think so. Firstly, that's a lesson like I've always been taught in the crypto area, like be ready and being prepared for anything, and you can always find the chance. Maybe it's like these days, oh no, it's bear market, oh I lose 99% of my money, oh everything done. But yeah, maybe suddenly everything back. Like if you are there and like the wind comes out. So that's the thing. So that time, what I want to do is how to say there is not like these days. I think the infrastructure is not mature at all. But that time is like zero. It's like a desert, right? So that time we want to build up a data platform first, and starting from the data, we can do more smart trading and more tools empowered by data. So that's the first our envision. And like step by step, you can like as the background is now on NFTGo website, you can go through. You can see we have more and more features now, and now we even have APIs, and we can even build up more like capability, like trading aggregator API on top of NFTGo, which we can provide to our partners. Yeah, like it's as you said, it's really cool API extension. Yeah, first like API. I don't know if the team you use that. You should use that. Anyway, well, like it's quite simple, but we have more tags than all of our competitors. Help you to distinguish those like big whales. Help you to distinguish some like blue chip traders and those who have the best win rate from others. Yeah, and more.
Interesting. So you guys just out of the blue started to start your own NFT Insight platform. You and your founder.
Yeah.
So you guys started this platform for 3 years to around 3 years, right?
2 years indeed. 2 years
Okay.
and 2 years more. Yeah.
Okay. What were the challenges to create a whole new analytics platform for a whole new market?
Well, the first thing, okay, I think the like time differs. So while in the first several months, that time, very little of people know NFT, and none like 99% of people doesn't believe okay there is a data requirements in NFT area. So like we can only find a small group of people, but most of them are OG now in their cases. So that time, how to persuade them, okay, data is used for and like come to an NFTGo and also to investor, that's the most thing we should build. Like tell them we are legit, tell them we are solid, tell them we can really provide some alpha to you guys. That's the thing. While after mid 2022 or early 2022, we NFT have become the most powerful and famous NFT data tools in this industry, and everyone thinks, oh, now data is needed. So that time, what we care about is to spread it out to the every corner of the world, like not only in Europe and the US, but also these days, like this very interesting thing. Like I can tell you guys, maybe share a little bit. So just as these days, we find Iran, the traffic from Iran surges a lot in the past few weeks, and it's like consecutive growth since late January. I'm saying, oh wow, and like even the traffic is very high quality. Like their average session duration is like double US traffic, triple European traffic. We say, well, what happened? And from that, I find like news. The news is not shown on Google, but I use other search engine. Like Iran just like unban their crypto policies is kind of like anti-crypto this policy. So like nowadays in Iran, like people can buy crypto and government kind of back it up. So more and more people coming to, and like in Iran, there's a lot of mining farm, and now they're thinking about okay, buy crypto and NFT maybe. So they have a lot of the purchase power. So you see from that, like even in Africa, there is some traffic and there is some like very original groups of NFTs. And that's now our challenge, how to let everyone know that NFT is not like what someone issued in some like shitty chain, spam chain, but in Ethereum and some other like, Polygon and some legit chains, and then to do it in a legit way. And you can use NFTGo to distinguish that. So I think that's a challenge now.
Interesting, because you're talking about how geopolitical factors could affect the users of NFT like Iran, right? There was an interesting debate back then where centralized infrastructures were blocking the IP addresses, right? Even OpenSea did something for that. So yeah, it's very interesting to see that. And one of the things that I really appreciate that you guys have is like a market overview. Like it's just so easy to see. Like, okay, guys, before I continue, I am not sponsored anyway. I'm just a user. I'm also not sponsored by the Hong Kong government to talk about Hong Kong stuff. I'm just a user myself. I just like how, like, every time when I just come to here, I can just basically gauge what the market is doing, right? Because it's so it's kind of difficult. For crypto, it's much more easier because you have a lot of trends and, charts and stuff like that. But for NFTs, it's much different. But by tracking the blue chip index, you basically have an understanding of, actually the market in all time is actually kind of low right now, right? In ETH value. So USD really fluctuates with the cryptocurrency price, but yeah, it gives you an overview. And then you have the volume and then the traders and stuff like that. And these are really important metrics. So to a certain extent, I kind of allude to my next question about your unique competitive advantage, right? Compared to your other competitors, like what is unique on this platform?
Well, I think two things. The first, innovation and mission. I should say, firstly, we are a data analytics platform, and some of the people criticize that, okay, NFTGo is just a Web2 platform. You guys like just provide data, but you guys don't exchange data with the users. I say, okay, yes, but no. So that's the thing. We have a really, really like bright like this kind of roadmap about how we should step into the future. So maybe now we are in the beginning of the second step. The first step is how we have the legit data. We call ourselves a coin market cap of NFT. Like this is the first 12 months how we name ourselves to let people know, okay, who are you, right? And that time NFT is still like in a very like tiny market. And yeah, now we are, and people believe, NFTGo legit data. Yeah, right, it is. So that's the second step we call Bloomberg of NFT. You can see, okay, we have a market overview, but if you click that products, that button, and you will see so many different tools like extension in the Twitter, Discord bot, and alert service mobile app, and Go widgets to help our partners to directly show the data in their website and Discord. We help to give them more capability, empower them, and also the trading aggregator, whatever. That's the thing, and APIs. So we become the Bloomberg, more portal, like more research, more news. That's the second step. But we definitely have the third step. We want to provide a protocol to the people to let them to easier to using the data. So what is that? So the innovation is, okay, we have the data, but with the protocol, we can try to import data into that and let people to choose from it. So for example, there is a chain link in DeFi area that everyone is really well known. So like in NFT area, there is no very robust Oracle. Things like non-infrastructure is really, really like low quality. But what if, for example, using NFTGo data, you can do a price estimation. Like, okay, this NFT is from 50 to 100K, maybe the range, maybe the price estimation. And then using the protocol, using the Web3 methodology to kick in, people can choose from it. Okay, I bid it 60, I bid it 70, I bid it 80. And 10 people coming in and they can give the average price, and people will it will comes into a more reasonable price and help people to reevaluate the market. So that's things with a protocol way, I think it can help us to like generate more content and more interaction with the user. So this is just small cases we want to build and will be in the future to have more conversation with the user. That's the first thing. And second thing is, as what I mentioned, we have a really globalized team. Indeed, now NFTGo is really big, decentralized. We have our Korean office in Korea and also cover Japan market. You can see we NFTGo is literally the first one Like if you scroll your mouse into the right way, like so we have the 6 different languages there. Yeah, the English, right. 6 different languages, and I think we are the first one to release these different language versions in NFT area. So yeah, and people like it.
Yeah, I appreciate that because you these are actually a lot of Asian languages, right? You have Chinese, Korean, Spanish as well, that Vietnamese and also Japanese. And especially in a space where a lot of the projects are based in the US, right? But now you're also catering to the Asian audience, which is very important as well. So you kept mentioning about data, right? So out of curiosity, where do you get these data, right? Is it blockchain, like everything is transparent, or do you have some exclusive data that you could have access? And how do you? I'm not sure if this term makes sense, but in market research, you always talk about the quality of the data. And also making sure that the data is clean or something like that, right? In order to sell data. So do you guys do that as well in the Web3 space?
Yeah, sure. I think in both ways. The first, you can extract all the data from the on-chain for the Web3 in the Web3 world, but how to clean it and how you define the indicator and metrics on it. Like just to show the raw data is like nonsense, like people cannot use it. But we like are doing the chart and we are doing the like visualization and we are giving tools, more indicators, and even alert. That could be quite useful. That's the first thing. And then we're doing tags underneath, like for I mean, like we have the if you check it out, we have the well signals, so different wells and different their behaviors. We can also distinguish that. That's the second thing. And thirdly, as I said, in product button, there will be the extension. And if you download it in your Google Chrome, you can check it out in your Twitter directly about any of the KOLs you are following about their wallet behavior and what their NFT like if they are buying or they're selling what they're holding it is. So we also have some Web2 data as well, and we combine them to a useful way.
So there's some integration with Twitter as well, right? Because you can check the user and then look at the wallet and then do some tracking.
Right, right.
I heard that the APIs are quite expensive right now.
Oh no! I think it's quite cheap. Yeah, you guys can
Oh,
check it. Yeah, yeah, it's
okay.
quite cheap. I think it's quite cheap. We will try to like try to upgrade it. Maybe
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
double the
so
price.
yeah, there's a lot
Mhm.
of cost when it comes to maintaining data, right? And this platform is free of charge. So do you guys plan to make it a paid solution in the future, or how do you guys make money? Like, there's no free
Yeah.
lunch, right?
Well, looks like you are investor. Is a typical question of that. Well, yeah, glad to see that. So firstly, we want to build a beautiful platform for the retails, and for free is something good for the traffic in the beginning, but definitely we're monitored from it. So I can tell you guys from the next month, the end of April, we will release a charged plan on the membership side. And we will give a lot of pro features. And if you check it out, we also have the aggregation trading pro features, pro trade that pages. And afterwards, you can only unlock it if you buy after you buy the membership, something like that. But to business side, to business development, there is another thing we're really taking care of. You know, these days people are talking about a trading aggregator. Yeah, we do have it as well. And Blur, Jim, Genie, right? But we think like we can provide the capability, the API to more customer about that. So for example, one crypto wallet, if they, especially one mobile application, like, okay, like for example, one user from the M token, he just received an NFT M token and he wants to sell it, but he said, "Oh, how do I can sell it? Right? Should I download another OpenSea app and transfer it to there and buy sell it there? It's really bothersome." Like so, we can provide this API to the I'm token, and I'm token just to make it a front end page and say, okay, one click make offer, one click sell it, and they click it, and it can call our protocol or API and sell it underneath on behind. So it can help our partners to provide a better experience to the user. And so does some social protocol and market maker. We are on it, and it can help us to generate a lot of revenue and share the profit from the trading experience. So that's also another thing.
So there's the B2B and also B2C aspect. Personally, enjoy reading your research, and also I know that you guys have invested in acquiring another research group and then to enhance the research as well. So I just want to shout out to that as well. Yeah, before I move into my next question, I wanted to ask you, you kind of mentioned Blur and also other aggregators like Gemix, I said. So, what do you think of the current NFT Insight market? And, compared to these competitors, right? Now you're launching a paid plan, right? But in the crypto space, it's kind of funny because in the crypto space, you pay people to use you with airdrop, right? So how are you gonna stand out compared to competitors like Blur? Like if you're gonna launch a paid subscription.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I should say I really like Blur. We are also the early user of them. And I think the one thing I should say I'm not a big fan of OpenSea. There's while they monetize the market and have the 2.5% of the commission fee, we think it's really low efficiency. But Blur kicked them off or beat them, and then everything comes to the zero. Zero is not so good, but like zero, like or 0.2, I think is a reasonable commission fee level. So this is one thing. So on the airdrop side, yeah, well, we would like to have the charged product and also the loyalty program as well at the same time. So at that time, and also as a thank you team, as an early supporter of the NFTGo, definitely we will reward you guys more loyalty points and also some genesis NFT as well, maybe in the future. So like I do think like if people pay, not only pay but contribute to our ecosystem, we'll give them the points. So that's also could be the thing we will release in 1 or 2 months. So like stay tuned. And we have had several campaigns before, and we reward them NFTs. So it could also be converted to the points, and afterwards you guys manage, right?
Now, guys, if you're watching this is how you ask for alpha. You don't just ask, "Hey, Tony, what's the alpha?" You just kind of just chat, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I know that you guys did a report in the past that you guys have industry reports, and I enjoy reading the one in 2023. So it was just released like last month, I remember. So yeah, from your side, Tony, as a NFT or crypto Web3 researcher, educator, what do you think of the market in 2023?
I still think we should try to stay alive and stay safe. That's the most important thing in 2023. We couldn't expect a big bull market, but while in 2024, 2025 could be. So in this year, I want to see. I mean, like we are now in a like I should say like a changing paradigm now. Um, like these days, people think about PFP couldn't be the only way of the NFTs. But what's the next, right? It could be DNFTs, it could be the gaming asset, or what else. I'm looking for some protocol that can bring the real Web2 interactive asset into the Web3. What is interactive asset? It's not like, okay, artwork and take a picture and then make it to Web3 and then make an NFT. No, that doesn't make sense. It could be some gaming company, gaming studio, and from a protocol, they make their gaming asset to the on-chain NFT, and while play a game, the NFT also have the dynamic this character. And if you win a game off-chain and the NFT got a level up or something, and these NFTs can also interact with different metaverse or some other products. That's how the Web3 works. So in America, I do find some of them, but if you guys have more insight, please share to me. I think that's a way to open up a new world and like new gateway of the Web 2.5 world. Yeah, and but I'm really bullish on NFT. I do think it could happen in 2 years, and everything comes.
So you're looking forward to gaming related NFTs, dynamic NFTs. How about FijiGo, like physical product backed with NFT?
It could be something. Yeah, but that's how I define it. Interactive asset. I mean, like gaming is something like even like off-chain, or we call it online but off-chain, interactive. It could be dynamic, and the NFT is playable. It's interactable as well in the on chain. But if you're only the physical asset like real estate and you like back it up and do it on NFT on chain, it could be like good, but less room for how to play with it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, unless it becomes interactive, right? Like what you said. Like for example, if Nike were to come out with a shoe, but it has a digital version, but then you can walk to earn, and then it becomes gamified, right? So there's also this aspect to it. Interesting. So before we wrap up, do you have any final thoughts that you want to share?
Well, yeah, I do want to ask you, Tim, about how you think about the current NFT marketplaces. Oh, sorry, for the NFT market. And, you know, I think you are quite OG in this industry as well. What do you think of the like NFT competition now? And did you buy some NFT in NFTGo before? With like anything like, and also from your perspective, I think you are kind of KOL. So do you think like nowadays, like the fans what they are looking for in NFT area?
I won't say I'm a KOL. I don't. I'm opinionated, but I'm definitely not an opinion leader. Not the OG as in an old guy.
Okay.
But yeah, I think recently, when the time of us doing the show, just Instagram decided to stop supporting digital collectible, right? So it goes to show that even a lot of big tech companies are still on the side trying to understand the space, right? Because to a certain extent, Web3 is a very community driven space, right? To a certain extent, it could be very cult like as well. But at the same time, people leave, people come. You also have Amazon hoping to open up their own marketplace, but then it might not be. People were speculating that it could be related to Avalanche or it will be an Amazon private chain, right? So I would say that all of this is it really depends on what we're seeing, right? If you're looking for a community, yada yada, or you want to be at the forefront of decentralized IP, yes, lots of community that you can join, lots of people, amazing people you can meet. But if you're looking about mass adoption, I think we need time. And also, right now, it's too speculative in a sense that it's for mass adoption. Mass adoption will only happen when more and more platforms like Reddit kind of create a 2.5 experience, right? Because basically what they did is they just give you an NFT, right? And then from out of thin air, they created a new asset. So this is my view. I don't have any other comments in general. But yeah, I think that's the beauty of this space because we are all living in this space. We are all observing the space. And as a researcher, I believe yourself, it's so exciting, right? Every day you see a new project. It's kind of like a new Kickstarter. It's kind of like a new business. And then whether this business model will work or not, right? Or whether this business is really fully utilizing this technology. Personally, I applaud projects that fully utilizes the technology because everyone can make your own NFT. Everyone can say, "Oh yeah, this is your proof of asset, proof of ownership," right? But why do I need a proof of ownership? Why can't I store it in a server, in a centralized server? Then you create that use case. Then that is some projects that I would respect. So, unfortunately, I'm super bullish on the metaverse, but the way how platforms themselves are building it in terms of interoperability, we're still a long way to go. This is my thought. Okay, but usually people don't ask me in my interviews. But thank you for asking me this question. Yeah,
Thanks for
so
insight.
I
Yeah.
hope it answers the question.
Well, thank you for insight. So that's the little thing. Maybe I can also share some other stories. Well, that like our talk reminds me of there is one day back to 2019. There is also a like young guy. I think you're a young guy, not you are not old people. So I mean that guy asked me for investment at the time. And he said, okay, crypto like derivatives could be booming and more and more people will trade it on the spot, but also on the contract and on the leverage, whatever. And I want to provide a new space for them. And I do think like it can give them a more robust infrastructure. And like in the future, the crypto could get like 100x as well. And I want to provide this exchange to them. This guy name is SBF. Yeah, I met him in Hong Kong back to 2019, and I think he's a really talented guy. And I do invest like in FTX in a really early stage, but I didn't make 100x. I sold them in 3x while the COVID comes. So it's my most regretful cases, but most lucky cases. Yeah, I didn't make a 100 or 1000x and lose them all in FTX suddenly. That's the thing. And who knows, like anyone here, like the audience and you and me, could be like a big guy in the future in the NFT. And we share the insight here. We think there will be future, and suddenly it's coming in, and we'll be there. So my idea is like I'm open to all the partnership. Like if you have some ideas, if you like have any of the like if you play with an NFT, come to us, and I will definitely willing to share with you. And we will also, as I said, bounty program and some data partners. And for all the influencers and others, we definitely have the way to involve you guys in and contribute to the industry and then NFTGo.
I think you are at a very good head start to become something big and something good, I would say. SBF, FTX is all 3 words, but you are Tony, right? So it's 4 words, so it's good. For me, I'm Tim, so it's TIM, so it's 3 words. So I hope I don't become evil. But just jokes aside, I think the way people can support or just support each other, right? It's just to engage. And right now you have a platform. Right now it's still free of charge, so just check it out and participate and just to see what you guys are building. Yeah. So anyways, Tony, I think that concludes pretty much our show. Thank you so much for being here. So for all of you who are watching, remember to press the like on the Twitter or like on the YouTube. Press the bell button, subscribe, whatever. Follow Tony, follow NFTGo, and just check out the website. And yeah, until next time, live every day non-fungibly. Thank you, Tony. Bye bye.
Appreciate it. Bye.